This is a story about my father. I never knew how early he woke up, but he was always awake whenever I opened my eyes, moving quietly, checking on me like he always did. As he looked outside, despite still needing sleep, he went straight to the kitchen, turned on the tape to wash his face. He moved slowly, like his body was hurt, but his hands were steady. Each lift, each spice, done with care. He wasn't just cooking, he was building something for me. As he wore my go, I could feel his rough hand, but his touch was gentle. As my friend called my name, I hurriedly rushed toward my friend. However, my shoelaces were already tied. My father had done it, like it was his most important job in the world. As I walked to school, I glanced back. He was still standing in the doorway waving at me. He always watched, like he was guarding my path, even from afar. While I sat in a class, he stood in his small store, his voice soft. Every money he earned, every sale, it was never for himself. One day, he stopped in front of a shop. His feet were half cracked, sullen. I saw him look at his feet, then a pair of cheap slippers. He paused. Instead, he brought me my favorite snack. As I went inside our home, the thought of his pain flew into my mind. I made up my mind to study for his sake. He came home, snacks into a table with a smile and said, "For my champion." And just like that, he chose my happiness over his own pain again. There was a day I didn't know about. A day he walked into a hospital, alone. He had been feeling dizzy, blacking out sometimes. He never told me because he didn't want to worry me.
Dinleme 아기 차슈지 십집이요. 에 차슈디 찌찌 누구에? 야, 아기 이렇게 따기 뭐? 네, 아기로 다집이 가임이야?
나도 다즈베미 침나디 가입니다. 나도 외로메로 무피도 지르니 디야 나도 도림노다 나페샤가비가 있다.
따블 나 보게 아기 말아봐 타블도 대다 아기로 니지 에필레시 세멘디도
야, 니지디 거시미디 너무다.
아니 니지디 제조베라 아니 조하마자 보여주고 하신 랑이 쏜 남수면 니 가입이 때보다 아니 조하자기기 된로 지시도서 같이 나오미 때마 제가 게 가보려가지고 때다 또 껍질이 된로 가 이벤트 중에 매하게
The doctor told him he had epilepsy, that he needed treatment, rest, medication, but he had none of those luxuries. Only a basket and a child's future in his hands. They say men don't cry, But outside that hospital, my father did. He held the prescription in one hand and the crumpled college fees notice in the other. And in that moment, he had to choose his health or my education. That same afternoon, I was watching football, living the childhood he never had. My phone buzzed. It was a message for him. Just 5 hours for your college fees, study, and the money enough to keep me in college. I looked down at my textbooks, then at my shoes, newer than his, then at the field where kids laughed and played. And suddenly, I couldn't laugh anymore. I stood up. I walked away from the noises into a quiet hall, sat at a table, opened my book, and told myself, this is how I thank him. This is how I give meaning to his sacrifice. The day I graduated, people clapped, called my name, but the one voice I wanted to hear couldn't be there. The one that used to whisper, you can do it, my boy. And then the door opened. He stepped in, his basket gone, his face thinner, but his eyes still full of the same light. We didn't say much. He held me, I held him, and all the words we never said were in that one embrace. He gave up his health, his comfort, everything, so I could stand tall that day. He sold samosas to buy my dream. He carried pain so I could carry pride. My father didn't wear a cape. He wore worn-out clothes, tired eyes, and cracked hands. But to me, he will always be the greatest man I've ever known. To the father who suffered in silence and loved loudly with their sacrifice, this is for you. I made it, Baba, because of you.